Hi, I'm Dee. Welcome to my first video on this channel that's about cosplay. This video is gonna be about how I made my Strawberry X Miku cosplay, which is this one. I've already worn it to a con and I decided that since I have all the footage, I was gonna shove it into one big video. I have a few things to say before we get on the video. If you don't want to hear that, you can skip to this time. First thing, I wanna thank everyone who supported me through the start of this channel. Right now we're at 61 subscribers, I think. And I want to thank everybody who supported my gacha content. But unfortunately I've kind of grown out of that. I still enjoy the content, but I don't really like making it as much as I used to. So I'm changing this channel to a cosplay thing now. Second thing, I made this cosplay on a really low budget because I'm a broke student with really low allowance and no part-time job because nobody wants to hire part-timers in my country, and I generally didn't have many resources, so this was like a really cheaply made cosplay, but I still think it looks decent, so I still wanted to kind of show it off, I guess. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making the cosplay. Third thing, full credit of the pattern that I used for this goes to Sarah Spaceman. I think that's it for the intro, and let's get on to how I made this thing. So first thing I would like to say about making this cosplay was that my original plan was to go from the top of the design, slowly work my way to the bottom, which got scrapped really quickly because I realized that I already have the wig from an old Miku cosplay that I did, so the wig was out of the question. And I didn't even think I wanted to do the headpiece, like the little strawberry headphones that she has. So I completely skipped that and I moved on to the bodice. The plan for the bodice was originally to thrift a standard white button-up that was probably a little too big for me, cut it and hand sew it and just alter it to look like Miku's. I planned to crochet the ruffles and just sew them on because she has them like this and then she has them going down the back. Well, that didn't really work because I soon realized that my hand sewing was not really good enough yet for that kind of alteration. So I instead just used a button-up that I already have that actually fits me, and I didn't do anything with it. But the first thing that I made for this cosplay was the corset, or in my case, corset. I crocheted this thing with my little helper, my cat, who kept constantly biting my yarn and was always wet. The original plan for the corset was just to crochet a rectangle that was gonna have holes at each side so that I could make a lacing for it, but since it was crochet and it didn't have any boning, it looked horrible, I guess. So I kind of scrapped that idea and decided to just hot glue Velcro on the back. After trying it on with the button-up, I noticed that it was a little bit too low on my body, and it was supposed to be like an underbust corset, so I had to sew extra rows to the corset, and then I had to completely redo the white details, but I won't be showing that in this video because I don't have any footage of that because that's embarrassing. The corset eventually got made though, and I still wore it to the con. I can actually show you the... So this is how it ended up. Oh, I have it upside down. This is how it ended up. It looks kind of cute, I think. There's still the Velcro attachments on the back. The yarn sometimes gets stuck in the Velcro, but I honestly don't mind it because it's still strong enough to hold on and it doesn't rip the stitches off. So there's no chance of it unraveling or anything. By the way, this is kind of interfaced. I know every sewist and corseter for this, or anybody in corsetry is gonna kill me for this. Instead of boning it, I decided that while I was hot gluing the Velcro it down, I did hot glue bones. It's a horrible solution, but it worked, honestly. For the budget that I was on, it worked. It worked. And I'm very happy for that. So, that's the corset. The next thing that I made for the Miku was the high-low note skirt. I crocheted this pattern in a way that I never thought would be possible. It was extremely chaotic. There are holes everywhere in it because my tension got horrible by the end of it, because I got so tired of crocheting it after 4 months of work, and I did it kind of a lazy. I first had to crochet, of course, 1/2, which took me like the first part, like the first half of the skirt, so like 1/4 of the skirt. Took me a month, and then I was like, this is so repetitive. I don't think I want to do this anymore. And then I stopped working for 1.5 months. So then after 1.5 months, I finally got myself to finish that thing. And then I just had to duplicate it, of course. And because now I was finally done with at least one of the halves, I had so much motivation to finish the other one. I finished the other half in 4 days. It took me 4 days to finish 1/2 of the skirts, even though the other one took me 3 freaking months. Like, I'm sorry, but I could have had it done within a week. I don't know what I was doing with my procrastination. After I did the 2 halves, I realized that, hey, this doesn't have like the round thing on the bottom. Like, it's not round, it was just like, it came to a point, sort of, when I tried to sew them together. So I ripped that out, and I made like a little triangle panel. I can show you it. This is the back of the Miku skirt, and I'm gonna show this from like the wrong side. This part is one panel, this is the other, and this is like the triangle part. And you can see that the holes are like freaking huge. It still works. I got many compliments on it. I got told that it adds texture, which I think is really nice of people, because I felt really bad about this cosplay up until this point. But then I just sewed the panels together, and I used really watered down acrylic paint to paint on the note lines of the skirt. I think they're called note lines? I'm not sure. The red lines on the skirt. The music staff, I think. And of course, the second I stopped filming, I spilled paint on the white skirt. Now, of course, I had to have a full-ass breakdown. Once that was done, I did the same process for the green stems on the notes. I'm gonna call them stems because strawberries have stems. And I didn't spill any paint this time. And of course, again, I used hot glue to get them on. It works. It holds very nicely, I think. Oh, I forgot to talk about the ruffle. I don't have any footage of the ruffle because I did that in a single day. And I didn't think that was really worth like filming, but I just like did a chain of how long I needed it to go around the skirt. And then after I crocheted the ruffle, I realized that I have like 2 times the amount of ruffle that I actually needed. So I had to like scrunch it up in a few places. Most of it ended up on the back, but it's fine. It makes it look more ruffly and more cute. But I did film the sewing of the ruffle, which wasn't really that hard. I love sewing in crochet. I know that people like don't like it and they have specific like no-sew patterns, but that was that. Then I just finished off the skirt and I was done with it. I ended up not making the back bow because I didn't have any more time. The journey of this cosplay was very long. You don't have to suffer like me. I picked the hard path. And another crochet cosplay is coming, which I hope is gonna be done by Christmas next year. A big thank you to all of my cosplay friends who supported me throughout this entire journey. And of course, the biggest thank you goes to my wonderful girlfriend, Evelyn. It's just a really big thank you. I love you, Evie. That's the end of this video, I think. Hope I'll see you again soon. Bye!